Do it.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Rock Fantasy YouTube channel, the Rock Fantasy Files. And today I'm sitting down with Sammy Duet, lead guitarist for the NOLA-based black and death metal band Goatwhore. This is one thing I copied from the press release. Storming into their 25th year as the purveyors of the most ruthless extreme metal, Goatwhore returns with their long-awaited new full-length Angels Hung from the Arches of Heaven, out now on Metal Blade Records. So that's your little hype I threw in there for you.
I appreciate it.
So how's it going tonight, Sammy?
It's going good, man. Just chilling out. About to enjoy my Friday tomorrow, so it'll be good shit.
Good. Yeah, we're almost to the weekend. What do you got?
Man.
So, what do you got planned for the weekend?
Oh man, I have a friend of mine coming from Lafayette, Louisiana, to do a podcast tomorrow night.
Okay.
And where he's bringing, you don't understand, okay, Steve. You'll understand when you come hang out with me out here.
I have to come down one day.
Yeah, Lafayette, Louisiana has absolutely hands down the best food in Louisiana.
Okay.
And so he's bringing a bunch of stuff from out there up here. So we're going to be eating a bunch of good shit while we're doing the podcast.
Awesome.
So it'll be a good Friday night.
Cool. And I already told you I'm going to the Cannibal Corpse Dark Funeral Immolation tour tomorrow night with Black Anvil. So I'm going to have a good weekend also. But we're not here to talk about what we're doing for the weekend. We're here to talk about your new album. So let's talk about the new release. What do you got to tell us about it? People don't even know about it. Maybe some people don't know it even came out. And I've got a copy here. I've been blasting it most of the day today and listening to it up at work. We sold out of the CD the first round. I think we got like 10 CDs in. We sold right out of them when we got them back in, and selling some of the vinyl too at Rock Fantasy. And let's hear about it.
Yeah, apparently somebody likes it if you sold out of CDs.
Yeah, CDs still do good in my shops. But, I don't carry anything but the metal versions of CDs for the most part. And people still pick up metal CDs, I find.
Yeah. As far as the record, it's heavy and it's evil and it's dark. That's all you really need to know, I mean, the title of the album speaks for itself.
Yeah, pretty evil, yeah. So what do you expect from Goatwhore, right?
Exactly. It's not like we're gonna release Dancing Through the Flowers on a Sunday afternoon or anything like that,
You're not gonna get an Opeth record from you guys, right?
Probably not.
Anyhow, so what kind of challenges did you face making this record? I'm sure it's been a while. Actually, I made a note. It's been 5 years since you released Vengeful Ascension. I can't even talk right today.
Yeah.
2017. So that's 5 years. I'm sure the pandemic had a lot to do with it.
Oh yeah. The record would have been out sooner if it wouldn't have been for that pandemic bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because we were ready to record in 2020.
No.
And then we all saw what happened there.
Obviously.
So we couldn't get into a studio or anything. So that's basically was a big dampener on us actually recording the record. Then, when we went to release the record, because we've been sitting on this record it's been done for almost a year.
Okay.
So another thing that caused the problem with the pandemic is that we didn't want to release the record without the vinyl and everything.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we had to wait until we could get physical copies of the vinyl, which the waiting time for vinyl back then, like when the record was done, was like 8 to 12 months.
Yeah. Yep.
So that was another fucking monkey wrench in the whole fucking situation. So, thank you, pandemic. Thank you, our U.S. government for shutting down the country for 2 years and fucking everything up.
That's for sure.
But we're not here to talk about the damn government. We're here to talk about metal.
We're here to talk about metal. So who produced the record?
Well, Jared Pritchard, the guy that he's been a long time guy that's been working with us for a while.
Okay.
He tracked the record. We recorded the record actually in Louisiana. We found a fantastic studio called Studio in the Country, and
Okay.
we had no idea it existed. And it's like this legendary studio that
Wow.
that Kansas recorded like their first record there, or their big hit record
Wow.
there.
Okay.
They recorded that record there. So a bunch of people worked there, but we never knew it existed because it's in the middle of fucking nowhere. So we found that place, and we worked out a deal. And then Jared Pritchard came down and tracked the record with us. Then Kirk Ballou went and he mixed the record, and he totally knocked it out of the park.
It sounds great. Sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, Kirk just killed it. It was great.
So you had a few challenges, making this record with the pandemic and everything else, and sitting there and waiting so long. And like you just did a North American tour, and you probably kind of wish that you had the album out, but you were still in a touring cycle from 2017 and 2022. But
Right.
how did that tour go? Of course, with our good friends Incantation were on board, a couple
It,
other bands.
yeah, it was Caveman Cult and Bewitcher did the rest of it, or did the most of it with us.
Okay,
But we've been friends with Incantation for
sure.
years. So I mean, it was bound to be a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody gets along fucking swimmingly. So, the tour was fantastic. The turnouts were fucking awesome every night. It was just a good time.
Yeah.
But like you said, I wish the record would have been out while we did the tour, but it was kind of leading up to the record to where we're like, okay, the record's coming out, we're back. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but I don't regret doing the tour at all. It's fantastic.
Right.
I had a wonderful time on that tour.
And it was long overdue because we've been sitting home for 2 years. It was like,
Yeah,
what the hell? I'm back out.
yeah.
I was home too, and I was taking care of a sick person here, and ended up getting the COVID right around when you were on tour here, so I didn't get to see you. But I've been to a bunch of shows this fall now, so it's just like great to be out and about again,
Oh yeah.
and I think people are finding that out too. That's got to get out and see these shows. It's like what do you call it? Like a homecoming, I guess. What any songs that stand out in your mind from this album, and maybe ones that you will be including as part of the set list when you do come out on tour again?
Well, as far as ones that stand out in my mind, I've been so engulfed in this record for the
Mm-hmm.
last 3 years that
Sure.
they all kind of have their special spot with me. You know what I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
saying? But as far as what we're gonna throw in the set list, we haven't decided that yet.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna start jamming in December, and
Okay.
I guess we're gonna start playing a bunch of the songs of the new record and see which ones feel right and which ones we could pull off without sounding too bad live.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So in December we're gonna decide what we're gonna play off the new record. I could pretty much guarantee that the set list is going to be comprised of a lot of these songs,
Yeah. Okay.
for the sheer fact of that, we've been sitting on this record for so long and we played the older songs so many times and we're
Sure.
just chomping at the bit to play different songs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely foresee a big bulk of the songs off the new record being put in the live set for sure.
I was reading a little bit on the song Death from Above, songs about the Soviet female fighter pilots from World War One, correct?
Yes, the Noct Hexen, as they call them,
The
or
night,
the
night
Night Witches.
yeah, termed the Night Witches, a story I found fascinating. In fact, I was doing an episode of the Hudson Valley Squares here on Pete Pardo's channel, which you might be familiar with up here at Sea of Tranquility. And
Yeah.
we were talking about that. We were like stuff that was involved with history, involved with metal. Now I picked that song from the band Sabaton. That's how I was taught about that, because Sabaton, of course, is a metal history lesson, whether you like that style of music or not. They do a song called Night Witches, and they have a really in-depth thing talking about the names of these girls and stuff, and how they would just glide in. They'd shut the motor off and glide down. It's so great that you guys touched on that same subject. I thought it was very cool. As I was reading the press release, it was in that. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was an idea. Ben had been kicking around that idea since like
Really?
constricting rage of the merciless. He has been talking about using that idea for a song, and I guess he finally found the right music to put the
Mm-hmm.
lyrics to, so
Yeah.
it all worked out.
And you've actually you didn't shoot a video for that, but there's a video for Death from Above out on YouTube right now.
Yeah, I think it's like just like a teaser track or
Yeah.
something where it
Yep.
was just they kind of put some images behind the music, and
And then you shot a video for this album that was released a month or so ago, I believe, too, right? Which let's hear
yeah,
about that.
we shot two of them
Oh, you shot
actually.
two? Okay.
We shot two in one day.
Oh,
Yeah,
busy day.
that was a long day, Steve.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
It's days like that that I realize I'm not as young as I used to be. But anyway, we did the two shoots for the video. We did one for Born of Satan's Flesh and the title track Angels Hung from the Arches of Heaven.
Okay.
And we had found a spot in Wilkes Barre, Pennsylvania.
Really? You're right up the street from me. You were.
Yeah, it was.
That's crazy.
I should have called you. You could have come hang out.
Yeah, vice versa.
But it was in an abandoned Masonic temple.
Wow.
And it was huge. It was gigantic, and they had a bunch of cool looking rooms in there and stuff. So we're like, okay, we're gonna shoot the video in this one room for this one song. Then we're gonna move into a different room and shoot the video for the next song. But yeah, it was cool. Like I said, it was just a very long day.
Yeah, and far away from home. What were you guys out on tour when you actually stopped in Wilkes-Barre to do this? Maybe.
Yeah, it was like we did the last night of a tour with Goatwhore. Then the next night we booked ass to fucking Wilkes-Barre and shot the video like the next day.
Yeah, you were about an hour up the road from my place here that day. That's too close. Too bad I didn't know. Cool.
Yeah, man.
But you've got some tours lined up, some festivals or anything lined up for up down the road?
We don't have any fests just yet. We're going to Europe with Revocation in January and February.
Okay.
So that'll be good.
Yep.
Then after that, I'm sure we're going to be doing a lot of stuff in the United States, like immediately after we get done with the European tour. So,
is it your first time back to Europe since the pandemic, or have you made it over there once again?
No, the last time we were out there was like 2018.
Oh wow. Okay. Back when shit was normal still.
Right. Exactly.
So also I found interesting, I guess our viewers may not know that you're very involved in guitars and you do some custom guitar work and make some guitars. Like he's got a couple hanging up there.
I got a couple here and there. We just did ESP just did my signature model.
I saw that.
Which is pretty fucking cool. I never imagined in a million years I'd have my own custom model with my name on it or whatever. But that came out fantastic. And but I just like mess around at home, just putting together parts and stuff. It's when I grow up and retire from playing music,
grow up.
I'm gonna exactly. When I grow up and retire from music, I'm gonna try to learn how to build guitars. So it's kind of it's just a hobby of mine, just trying to make everything play better and sound better. It's a never ending quest, and I hope it never ends. It's too much fun.
So you can go to ESP and buy this guitar now.
Oh yes,
ready to go.
Oh yeah,
cool.
Oh yeah.
And I think your other hobby was cats, right?
Yes, and they're. I'm surprised they're not in here right now.
Locked them up for the interviews.
No, they sleeping like. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can get them out of here.
I got some greenies. Cats and guitars would go horror.
I mean, what? Oh, there's one. What's up, bro?
Here comes a kitty.
The two of them.
Oh yeah, they heard the shake. Yeah, they heard the shake. Oh yeah, there we go.
What's up, bro? There they are.
So your band has a little bit of history here in Middletown. I don't know if it was good history. It was good at one show because you did a little in-store meet and greet with us and played a little club called the Sound Asylum. But I think that was probably 10 years ago already.
Yeah, I remember that. That
And
was with
then
those were 3 inches of blood, I believe.
I think it was, and it was a lot of fun. And and then you played that really weird I call it the ill-fated TNT Metal Fest,
Oh
where
Jesus,
it
that
was at our
thing.
fairgrounds, and it was like huge, and there were stages like a festival, like an Ozfest or a Wacken setup. And I remember like it was like a private party for like the maybe 100 of the local metalheads here. It was
Yeah, it
you
was.
and Suffocation. I mean, it was a great performance. You guys were on this huge stage. It sounded great, but boy, nobody was there.
Yes, I remember that very clearly. I don't think we got paid either, which is, you know, uh,
Yeah, I don't think anybody got paid. I think
no.
even the people that worked the fairgrounds, the concessions and stuff, didn't get paid, or the ones that ran the restrooms and stuff. That guy was so weird, man. Yeah, he was coming into my store months ahead, telling me he was gonna have 50,000 people there, and he was talking about the bands he had. I'm like, no, they ain't gonna draw 50,000 people. You need like Iron Maiden and giant
Right.
headliners on top of the bill, and he had like OTEP, and I think OTEP he left at the hotel. He never went to pick him up. So, but I remember it was a fun night for us locally because it was you and Suffocation, and it was such a great show
Yeah, I had a
for
good
us.
time. Yeah, I had a
That
good
was
time as well.
2011 already. That was.
Yeah, I mean, despite how shitty the situation was, I still had fun.
It was like a practice for you guys, but
Yeah, it was just like a private party in a your own private fairgrounds.
so when you guys get done watching this, you go online or go to your local record shop if you got one and pick this up. The angels hung from the arches of heaven, and there's the back of it. So who did the artwork? How'd you come up with the artwork? It kind of looks like art that you guys have worked with before.
Yeah, it's the same artist we've been working with. His name is Jordan Barlow,
Okay.
and he does pretty much 100% of our art. So he does great shit. He understands what we're about, and when we give him an idea, he nails it. So why change it? It works.
And this vinyl comes in a ton of different variants, I found out.
Yes.
I have the smoke in clear myself from my shop that I picked up from my one stop, but I see there's a lot of different variants available. Maybe some are sold out already, but I'm sure you can search them out. So you
Yeah, I
go
think
Metal
in the
Blade.
U yeah, in the US, I think they did the smoke and clear one. Then
Yeah.
they did another one that's like a bloodshot, they call it, which is like a red and clear for the
Okay.
US. And then for Europe, they did like 6 different colors. I don't even remember which ones they were.
And they're available at Metal Blade.
Yes, you can
And
get them at Metal Blade or Indie Merch or Kings Road if you're European and watching this.
okay, yeah, because we do have some Europeans that watch the channel.
Yes.
I haven't been doing a ton with the channel lately. We're trying to get back into it. It's just been life's back to kind of, let's say, normal. I'm back to work. You guys are back to work, and we're not all just sitting home like, what are we going to talk about this Wednesday night on Zoom? So I haven't been on as much, but it's been a lot of fun sitting and chatting and catching up with you today. I'd like if you want to add anything to this because we're starting to run low on time. I'm sure you got another appointment in a few minutes.
Yeah, man, it's just good to see you again, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. And hopefully when you come around in the spring or early summer next year, we'll have you around. We actually have a venue in town that we put together. Uh there's a bowling alley in town that had an arcade, and they sold off half the arcade. We put a stage in, and we've had a couple shows already that worked out very well. We're baby steps. We got a stage, we got some lighting. So it's first time since like Sound Asylum we've had anything, but this is a full bar too, so you can drink. But Sound Asylum was like juice bar. So
Yeah,
we're
right.
gonna try to pull in some national acts eventually. We have like smaller ones now. We got Morpheus Descends coming in
Oh, sick.
on Black Friday with All Out War. You might be familiar with those two
Oh, yeah.
bands.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so we got a little metal show. So hopefully we can build up to getting bands like you guys and Incantation and whatnot to stop into town and party and come to the shop and all that good stuff down the road. You know what I mean?
You let us know. We're down. We'll do it.
I will let you know for sure. And we have a mutual friend named Ben Worth. He said you know him. He went all the way to New Orleans from up here to hang out with you guys a few weeks ago.
Ben Worth.
Ben Worth. If you've seen him, you'd know him.
Is it I know who you're talking about. He was at the show in New York City when we played.
Yeah.
Yep. I know Ben. I know exactly who you're talking about.
So he said to give you a shout out. He's always got like an obituary hat on, and he's got a beard. Yeah, he's a good kid. You know, he helps me out a lot with the shop up here. But he said, "Yo, man, you're talking to Sammy." He's like, "Say hello," and I did.
Hell yeah! Tell him I said hi.
For sure, I will. We're going to the show tomorrow night. So, hey, man, have a fun weekend down there. And everybody that's listening, please go over to what's the website for Goatwhore?
www.goatwhore.net.
Boom. And then you can see him on Instagram, Facebook, all that shit.
Yeah.
Go to Metal Blade, buy some stuff, buy their merch, all that good stuff. And we'll see you next time on the Rock Fantasy YouTube channel.
Thank you for having me, Steve.